it's your boy OG Rod right here. Welcome out today to the Total Joke Off podcast. Special guest today, Porfirio.
That's right.
Hey, great guy. He's just starting to do Spanish comedy. I mean, I think it's a great idea. You know, we all used to listen to English comedy, but the Spanish community has a big need to want to laugh and they want to look at some comedy and stuff like that. And Porfirio has came out with a vision to bring Spanish comedy to San Antonio. So Porfirio, tell us a little bit about you.
Hey.
Let's introduce yourself first, man. Hey, thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, brother.
Tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll go into your vision.
Cool. Well, listen, man, I started comedy at 19 years old in San Antonio. So I'm originally from Chicago. And when I came to Texas, I started here in San Antonio at a club called The Funny Bone in Lincoln Heights.
Right.
So I did comedy, man. I got into it. I did it for 25 years straight. Learned a lot, you know, grew, got better. I took an absence from it about 14 years. And so I've been back 3 years now. And so I like my progress and everything that I've done. I had a lot of experience under my belt. But I've always wanted to do Spanish comedy. And so the opportunity can happen in Woodlawn. And I started just pitching that idea to the owners of Woodlawn Chain, even LOL. Yeah, which is both clubs are now in San Antonio. So I've seen comedy evolve since 1989 to right now, to 2026.
89?
I started in 89.
89, man.
1989. So I came up with people that are now touring with Fluffy, which is Matt Golightly, Rick Gutierrez, of course Leto, which he's a different direction, but you know he's worked with all these guys. And so I've known these guys when I came up. Like I came up and then I met all these other guys too, and so had a good.
So do those guys do Spanish comedy?
No,
They don't.
No, they don't. I mean, Spanish is different. Obviously, just the language itself, but the principles in stand-up, like English, Spanish, are the same.
Right. So what you're saying is, and I think I kind of understand it. Some of the English comedy doesn't translate
No, it doesn't.
to Spanish comedy.
It doesn't.
So how do you make that different? How do you?
Well, first of all, you got to understand something. When you talk to an actual Spanish crowd, when I first came to San Antonio, like I speak Castilian Spanish, which is correct Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So because of my parents, you know. So when I came to San Antonio, to Texas, I started hearing these guys talking Spanish. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, but that ain't Spanish.
Right.
You know? So because it's the combination of Spanglish, which is very Tex or Tex-Mex,
Right.
versus the authentic Spanish. So to say one word has a different meaning to it. So that's why.
Right.
So if you don't understand correct Spanish to a Spanish crowd with the Spanglish, they might get it because now there's a very bilingual audience.
Right.
I've been in shows where these guys, I've done English and I've seen Spanish in the same crowd. Why? Because they know both languages.
I got you.
So some of the meanings get lost in the translation.
So therefore, it's not very clear comedy,
Exactly.
and it's not a clear language.
Yeah.
Clear the language barrier.
The joke is not going to hit the same.
Right. Right. So you may not get that laugh versus when you're saying something in English.
Exactly.
But if you know the proper translations to make that
To
joke
make it more pop.
more popping.
Yeah, more.
I get it. I understand that. Okay. Yeah. So for you guys that haven't got to meet Porfirio, he is bringing a Spanish comedy, actually a weekend April 10th at the Woodlawn Theater, and then April the 11th at the Chateau Chanel at our spot. And so we're giving 2 days, 2 shows, possibly, hopefully, if everything goes well, and we may can get a second show on the 11th. You know, if you get a big enough crowd, you know.
It'll be 2 different crowds.
Right. If the demand is good on the 11th, we may do an early show and a late show.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
That'd be so awesome.
So that would be crazy. So make sure you guys, if you're watching, go to www.ATJO and get your tickets there. Tickets are $20, not that much. I mean, $20 ticket. Great venue. The Woodlawn is a great venue as well. Just a little bigger. Woodlawn is bigger. Or you're gonna do it upstairs?
We're doing it right now in the Speakeasy.
In the Speakeasy. Okay,
Upstairs,
so
yeah.
Speakeasy is a little smaller than our club, but we'll be able to have a bigger capacity on the crowd. But it's going to be a great show. I think it's a great opportunity and stuff like that. So get your tickets, www.atotaljokeoff.com.
That's for the 11th.
That's for the 11th.
And on the 10th, it's at Woodlawn. So
at the Woodlawn, go to
you
go to Woodlawn. You go to Woodlawn, www.woodlawn
Theater or Woodlawn Comedy.
WoodlawnComedy.com. Right.
Yeah.
And get your tickets there for the Woodlawn night. And so tell us a little more about you as far as doing comedy. I mean, let's talk about some things that what inspired you, and what inspired you to become a comedian at 19?
At 19, believe it or not, man, I got inspired by a speaker and not a comedian.
Really?
Yeah, because. Well, I remember one time we were going to the auditorium because I went to school in Chicago, and the speaker was talking to us, but the guy was so funny that really left an impression on me because I was probably 10 years old,
all right,
11, and I was just bawling. I was like laughing, and
right.
So that really just set something with me. Because I've always kind of been like the family joker.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I started really testing some stuff. We first came to Houston in '79, and I started kind of like, I would just say little tags, I guess, if you will, to where people were saying it and people were laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we came to San Antonio, I really just took it. I said, you know what? I didn't know what I was doing. Because I went to the Funny Bone and I jumped on the first mic, and I would just kind of look at movies, things that I thought was funny, and try to emulate that. Of course, it didn't work. I maybe got a laugh here and there.
Right.
But I took it so serious that I knew that that's what I wanted to do. So at 19, when I started, and on the lines of going to that club and meeting other comedians, I ran into Louis Montalvo, which unfortunately passed away recently.
All right.
I've run into Edmund Aguirre, so he's still around, but he stopped doing comedy. Those 2 guys were really influential to me because they turned me on to another cat named Sam Cox. And he had a good relationship with Jay Leno. And so I was able to take kind of his workshop, and I was with him for about 2 years. But I was that comedian that wrote all the time.
I actually had an opportunity to meet the guy that wrote for Jay Leno when I was in LA. Great crowd work guy, man. I can't think of his name. When we come off our break, I'll let you know his name. But great guy. He is a whiz in crowd work.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this guy is phenomenal. And I got a chance to work with him, and he was I didn't get a chance to work with him. I got a chance to meet him, and he liked what I did, and so I think that what we talked about is, maybe getting the opportunity give me some pointers to help me brush my game up.
Yeah.
Is getting some crowd work stuff. So actually, he's going to be one of my guests soon on here on the Total Joke Off on our StreamYard podcast. So I mean, we're boosting up. We're getting bigger. We're getting better. We're doing more stuff. So what was your biggest success in comedy since you either your first dibs or your second dib? What kind of success have you had with it?
Man, so the first time around when I was doing comedy, it took me a while, man. It took me a couple of years to really start making money. I got to the point where I had an agent, and I was doing a lot of NCO clubs, a lot of military clubs. Mm-hmm. And so the biggest thing with military is you have to work clean. So for 25 years, I did nothing but clean. Because I kind of mastered a lot of the technique and a lot of stuff. And so I was able to jump on other stuff, and I became one of the MCs for, you remember those 1-800-COLLECT campaigns, those commercials? Mm-hmm. A female comedian turned me on to that. She goes, hey, you know what? They're looking for someone who do Spanish and English. And I did the event here in San Antonio, and they had a 15-city tour. And so the big wig dude saw me, and he goes, hey, you want to go to New York? Sure. So that turned, those 15 cities, I wound up doing 11 cities out of the 15.
Wow.
So that was really a good highlight, because the money that I made, I was able to get married, you know, and pay for stuff. Because, you know, comedy is, you're not making a lot of money in the beginning.
Right, of course.
So that was one of the good highlights. And then, you know, meeting Gleto and sticking with these guys. And that's how other opportunities happen, because you get to meet people that already know you and how they work. They can see you, and they invite you to other spots.
Right, I got you, yeah. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back. We have Porfirio. How you pronounce your last name?
Rentería.
Yes. Porfirio Rentería. We'll be right back. Check it out. This Upsize Fashion.
Whenever I'm in San Antonio, Texas, I stop by Upsize Fashion for all my suits and accessories. Located right inside the Rolling Oaks Mall. They always get me styled for any occasion, and the best part, they'll ship my suit even if I'm on the move to another city. Whether you're big and tall or short and wide, Upsize Fashion got you covered. So next time you stop by, tell them Rico with the Salt and Pepper Gang sent you.
Hey, so that's what we do here, the Upsize Fashion. That's some of our clothes and stuff like that.
This is a nice setup, because, you know, you have in a store in the mall, and you have in the back this podcast going, and then you have a meat locker too, right? Because I think you house. It is cold up in here, man.
Right. Well, you see, I have a champagne and stuff like that.
I know. I saw a butcher's knife, and
yeah, and we do tailoring here. I do tailoring. So
oh, cool.
Yeah, so I sold myself, and then I have a tailor that actually works here too. So back to you, man. So I understand that you do, well, I wouldn't say workshop, but you do coaching.
You
do comedy
coaching, brother.
And I think that is, I think that's awesome. I mean, that's a bravo, because me, myself, I've always tried to find somebody to help coach me,
Sure.
you know. But me being a black comic,
Sure.
you know, do I have to choose who coaches me? Because being a black comic, getting coached from a Hispanic comic, you know, can that work?
Minorities. We're both minorities.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. But hey, so does that make a difference, or
let me tell you something, man, and I'll give you an example, because Yeah, black crowds are different from Latino crowds.
That's Latino.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely. And I've played in both crowds.
Right.
And I'll tell you a joke that I used that killed in a black crowd. I said, I love the way different cultures call their pregnant women, right? Like Italian women call their pregnant women bambinos.
Bambinos.
Yeah. Panamanian women call, or Panamania or Panama, they call their pregnant women biponas,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I said, in Texas, they call their pregnant women Section 8.
Section 8,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, the black crowd's like, oh, they're laughing, but like, oh, that's wrong. Yeah. But it's dope.
Yeah.
As long as it's true,
Right.
you can't help but laugh. Same thing with black crowds, same thing with Latino crowds.
Right.
We don't get offended because if it's true, it's true.
Right.
So what I teach, man, and what I've done is I teach the technique. So here's the thing. In 25 years, I've done about 5 workshops.
Right.
Right. And did I learn anything from them? Yes and no. So I did it a lot too for the experience, because you got to know the hook. Like, how do you draw a customer to your store? You got to have a hook.
Right.
Something different, you know? So what hooked me was the opportunities, like, you know, to open up for Steve Trevino, or to win $1,000 plus the ability to headline, or just get a guest spot at clubs where other famous comedians have performed. You know, so that opportunity will be a catalyst to take you into another position, another level, because now they can see your style, and other bookers can say, you know what, hey, let me have you come here, let me have you go there. And that's kind of the whole idea behind comedy. And as yourself, as a comedian who's only been in the game a year, kudos to you, because you're doing the things that people should be doing if they want to get into this. So there's a lot of work
Right.
that comes behind comedy that people don't really understand. And so I created, called Learn from Comedy. I created a comedy funnel. And I took literally the 3 elements, or the 3 areas where comedy is derived from, right? So it's like verbal, written, and physical. When you mix those 3 along with act outs, so you get into a hilarious category. If you understand the technique, you just apply it to your situation, and it's kind of like geometry. If you apply,
I've never been good in math.
yeah,
Hey, I was good. Hey, I was good in counting ounces and grams and
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, yeah. Probably did some time because of the grams.
Right. That was my time.
Yeah.
And
I still
dollars
see
and
the
cents.
ankle bracelet on your. And that's another story.
And dollars and
Yeah,
cents. I was
exactly.
good at that shit. You know, banking. Hey, I was a great accountant.
And again, is just understanding the process, man. It's not a difficult process. A lot, you know, I've heard a lot of comedians say, well, you're born funny. And I always have a good analogy behind that. Okay? So we all have gifts,
Right.
right? Whether you sing or you can do comedy, that's a gift. If it's a natural gift, then all it is, it just becomes easier to.
I was always told I had the gift of gab.
So it just naturally it's easier for you, right?
Mhm.
So everybody else that is not and is interested or wants to learn more, they have to get knowledge.
Right.
Why do schools exist? Here's another little analogy that I tell a lot of people that I coach. I said, look, you can go get a degree in theater arts and in music, but there's nothing for comedy. You thought of that? Have you actually seen that?
So I in school, I was in the thespian society. So
okay.
I did, you know, theater. I did art, you know, art and stuff like that in high school. And so I've done that, you know.
But you've done sets or paper, or let's say, hey, 'cause I remember taking some theater classes.
Yeah, I had to.
They already had
Yeah,
a script.
They had a
was
script
already
that I
done.
had to read. Yes.
Somebody else wrote it.
That somebody else wrote, right?
Because the teachers are only teaching you technique, which is one of the nice things about acting, is you can apply it to comedy.
Right. And then so in my class that we had what they call fill-ins, we would have a script.
Yeah.
And then we would like, I guess they call it, I think you guys call it improv. You would kind of like improv your way through your script, because you can, if your script has certain things in it, okay, work that script to where you can fill in with your own stuff. And if it's a good take, we take it, you know.
Yeah.
If it's not, they're gonna cut. Let's redo it. Yeah, we're gonna go there. Nah, I don't want to use that. So, but, or then they say, hey, no, let's just, if you can't work it out, let's just stick to the script.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But I've had, just say we was talking about coaching.
Yeah.
I had a well-known comedian from San Antonio that was helping me out, and I appreciate his help very much. But I just didn't think that what is it? What's that layout that I was giving, it didn't match. It didn't fit me. You know, it didn't fit something that didn't sound like that should be coming from me.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that's where you got to find your
so
voice.
do you take what they're giving you and then try to change it into your way?
Yeah, you have to alter it, man, because, okay, let's look at school in general. Like, so, I don't care what profession you get into, but first you get the knowledge, right? So you're going to become a CPA or a doctor. And then you have a knowledge. How does it become an experience is you applying it.
Right.
And you're going to tweak and modify according to a certain outline. Make sense?
Right, I got you.
And that's where you find, you know what, hey, I did it better this way. This is why it's important to record your sets, whether it's a show or an open mic. Because what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing, hey, I did this gesture and it worked after I said this line. So what's really important is everything. Comedy is all physical, verbal, emotional. There's 27 human emotions. And I added this chart to a lot of what I teach. And I also added volume, because you have to sell that emotion in order to be believable.
Right, I'm with you.
Right? So if you're using an emotion of like anger, if you go too high, they're gonna think you're gonna kill yourself. If you go too low, so that's why I added volume. Volume is just getting it right. It's like when you listen to the radio. You like it at a certain volume, and it's pleasing to the ear. It's an aesthetic, right?
I guess.
Same way. That emotion could be a negative emotion, but as long as it's at a right volume, at a right level, that's how you're going to start to understand, hey, okay, you know what? I did this gesture. I said it this way. Oh, they laugh. And then it becomes more,
Right.
more you buff it out, you sharpen it, and you get it to a point where, hey, it's flawless.
I'm with you. So with your coaching,
Yeah.
have you thought about, being that you're starting Spanish comedy, how about doing a Spanish class or something?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. I don't have a problem doing that. Because comedy in English and comedy in Spanish, the technique is the same. I've studied the people that are pretty well known now.
Right.
So the technique, that's why I'm saying, when you understand the technique, right, all you got to do now is apply the information, apply the act outs, put it to where, that's why open mics exist. Once you have that flow and that process down, then you're going to know, oh, okay, I know why that works, why that improv works, why when I say this. That's all
Right.
it is, man. I mean, comedy is not it's not difficult to understand.
Right. Okay. And hey, and I take it like, hey, and I think that we should do this is we should set up or promote a Spanish workshop where you can teach Spanish because it's a big Spanish community here.
Yeah.
Teach Spanish comedy and man, perhaps at the Chateau on the nights we have open mic, after we have the first open mic, let's have a Spanish open mic.
Yeah, and we need it because
And I think that would be great.
we don't have anything right now.
Right. You don't have anything like that. And I'm sure there are some people,
In the audience,
there
yeah.
are some Spanish communities that's like, wow, I wish we had Spanish, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would say it in Spanish, but if they had Spanish.
They call it el mic abierto,
Yeah.
open mic.
El mic abierto.
El mic, which is a mic,
Uh-huh.
right? Abierto, which is an open mic.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
So
It would be a good idea because
I think that would be something good, with something we can do, because we have on Friday nights at Chateau Chanel, we have an all Spanish crowd.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we do a Spanish night.
I want to go on one of those Fridays
on a Friday.
to promote the show because I'll let them know, and then like I think you and I kind of click on some stuff
Yeah.
and let it be known to them because within probably this year I'm starting to get more traction.
Right.
I have good headliners. I have some guys out of Laredo.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing that I have friends that in the Spanish community too, that Spanish restaurants and stuff like that you can promote through those Spanish restaurants now. And those are, man, I think you can do wonderful. I mean, I think you can do great stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're going to go to our next commercial. This probably is a guy that you know around here, Clifton Simmons.
Definitely.
Is an advertisement for his book, Let Your Light Shine. Check this out right here.
You were never created to fit in, you were called to shine. In Let Your Light Shine, Amazon best-selling author Clifton Simmons breaks you free from religion and leads you into biblical truth, identity, and purpose. Discover the Sabbath, the holy days, your true heritage, and a deeper covenant with the Most High. No tradition, no confusion, just truth. This isn't religion, this is restoration. Get your copy of Let Your Light Shine on Amazon today, and walk in the light you were born for.
Man, Clifton has a great book. I mean, he's doing real
I
good
love
there.
Clifton, man. I worked with him many times. Cool dude.
Yeah. So let's go back. We was talking about some off the air there for a second. Let's,
Our drug business.
yeah, let's do some, I'm gonna be his first Negro student that he's coaching, and we got some stuff. I mean, he has a great idea. We were just talking about, man, putting a Spanish and English coaching book together for comedy.
Yeah.
And I think that would be great, man.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna give you some numbers. And because of the skill of comedy, right? I've had different businesses. One of the businesses, because of this skill, I've done $1.5 million in 5 years. Okay. The other businesses that I've had, I've taken them to 6 figures a year. Why? Humor is a big instrument. It's a big tool. Because when you can connect with someone, so here's what happens in sales, is connecting, likability, and you bring value. Then it brings trust, and then it brings business, because don't focus on the money. Like, here's the thing with sales. The reason why a lot of people and salespeople are challenged is because, just like folks already know, if I were to launch, here's something that I'm going to tell you. All right, I'm describing 2 people. They're on bicycles, they're wearing helmets, they have a white shirt, a tie, and their name tag. Who am I talking about?
A white shirt, a tie,
They're on bicycles,
on a bicycle.
and knocking at your door.
Could be the police.
No, these are people. They're not the police.
Business person. I mean, salesman.
Mormons.
Mormons.
Right? They're on
Right.
bicycles.
Right?
They got their little helmet going on.
Right.
They got their name tag. They're wearing their white tie, sleeveless shirt.
Okay.
How about this? You get on the phone and you see the word spam. Do you answer those phone calls?
No.
Right? So people put guards up in sales. In anything that you try to sell them, there's always a guard that people put up
Right.
because you already know.
Because they don't want to be
Yeah,
fucked
they
with.
don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
So how can I get past those barriers and those walls that people put up with,
You gotta sneak your way past.
right? Or entertain them a little
You
bit.
gotta camouflage it. You gotta camouflage it.
How do I catch a cold audience and catch them in the beginning? Is come up and say the strongest joke
Get their attention, make them laugh right off the whip.
right off the bat. Same thing in sales. If I can entertain you and know what to say to drop your guard, you're gonna actually tell me the real problems you're having. the real-
Right. It's like I kind of do. I'll stand out
Yeah.
there. And with customers, hey, you like suits? You like suits? We got a suit sale. Hey, would you like a free gift? When she say you got
Or
a free
hey,
gift,
you know what? You look good in this color. You know, you start like helping them match certain things.
I do that all the time in this store because I'm in sales. I'm probably one of the biggest salesmen. I'm probably one of the biggest salesmen. Boy, if you can sell drugs, you can sell anything. You know what I'm saying? Hey, supply and demand.
You need to sell heat here first. 'Cause
Supply. Hey, I told you to
I
dress
know.
warm.
I think half of my body is cold, the other half is hot.
You thought I was joking?
No, man. Why do you give me so? I feel like I'm on Letterman's show. you know?
Yeah, so we don't have control of that. They just put a new air conditioning unit out.
Okay, they want to show off.
And it's the air. And so we have the new air handler right over us, and we have no control of it.
So your bill's
We're
gonna
getting
be
first air. So by the time it gets down the hallway,
okay.
it's not as cold, but it's cold coming right off the unit right here. It's freezing.
It's about 80 degrees outside. Dude.
Right.
It's about
And people are wondering why I got a
Arctic,
turtleneck on. It's
Arctic
cold
level
as
here.
hell. It's cold.
and just how we connect, man. When
Right.
you can do that with people in any setting, dude, they will tell you exactly what they're looking for, their pain. And so if you can help them, that's why that is such a very powerful tool to have in humor. Because it's comedy is common connections.
Right.
Make sense?
Definitely. And I'm a person that I always I try to use. So here's my thing. There's talking to a predominantly Latino crowd, right? When I'm trying to share life experience, I'm sure the Latinos have experienced some of the same life experiences, cheating girlfriend, cheating husband.
Now,
You-
who are the loudest women? If it's black or Latino?
Latino. Both of them loud.
Both
but
of them loud.
Look, the Latino,
Yeah.
but I think the most hoodest is the black ones.
Yeah.
And the Latino,
Yeah.
well, some of the Latino women, they don't fight back, but the black ones, they fight back.
Oh,
That's the difference.
yeah,
They more, because, and then I seen some Latino women take a lot of shit because, coming from where I, working in the oil field, I used to work in the oil field and shit.
So did
like
I.
that. And I've seen Mexican dudes that's got families over here and families in Mexico.
yeah.
They saying, I'm like, damn, hey, black.
That's the second family.
Hey, I ain't seen too many black people do that shit. But the Mexicans,
That's a stealth.
and they're cool with it too. Some of them be like,
They know.
they know. The women know over in Mexico. They know that they got a family over here.
Because the dollar stretches.
Right. Yes, I was like, Jesus Christ. You got the best of both worlds. This nigga, he got two families.
I think he's Muslim.
Hey, man.
Like 5-6 women.
Man, that is crazy. I mean, have a family over here and a family over there. I've never seen that when I'm talking about witnesses. I'm like, he's like, this is my wife in Mexico. Your wife in Mexico? Does your wife over here know about the wife in Mexico? The wife over here don't know about the wife in Mexico, but the wife in Mexico know about the wife over here. I'm like,
Should probably
what
shoot
the
him.
heck?
Back home,
You know?
Yeah.
and they still have a Mexican family, you know. So, and then sometimes the ones that come over here and say, if a Mexican guy comes over here and a Mexican chick comes with him, they say they meet each other at the border or something. They get over here and they start a little family, over here.
Well, my wife's from Mexico.
Right.
So I'm from the States, so that's how I met her.
So how'd y'all meet?
Funny, because I've gone to Mexico all my life. And so I met her at a quince, at a 15.
Quinceañera.
One of my cousins was quince. So my
Lisa
other
wasn't at a family reunion.
my
like,
other
like
cousin.
the rednecks, like the hillbillies.
Yeah. Oh, no, man.
You met at the quinceañera shit.
Just
The
look at the
rednecks,
kids.
they meet at the fucking family reunion and shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Damn. That's a joke.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Dude, hey,
rednecks meet at the family reunions. Mexicans meet at quinceañeras.
That technique is called compare and contrast.
Right.
That's the technique to use.
The black people, they meet at picnics and shit. Look, they meet at the barbecue.
Exactly. Latinos, man, So that's where I met my wife, But she is from Mexico. So I know exactly what you're talking about because I see, firsthand how a lot of that stuff is working.
Yeah. Or yes, guess what? Black people meet at jail visitation. Look,
Yeah.
They meet at visitation and shit.
So he's a pen pal.
Yeah, they meet at visitation. That's crazy, right?
And once you get the facts and kind of going back to technique, I write along the same lines as a lot of national comics because I've followed these skills and these techniques for 27 years. So once you get on that same level and that path, you start to see, oh wow, okay, you're almost thinking the way they do. That means that you're on the right track. That's how I knew I was on the right track because I would hear. I actually wrote for Jay Leno.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote, which is cool because you're an independent contractor and you can write for TV. You can write for anyone, other comics.
That's dope.
And get paid for it.
That's dope. I like that.
that. And that's why there's just so much. And this is what I tell folks as well. I said, look, hang with me for about a year or two and learn this really well, be patient, and master it, and you're going to be the busiest comic. And I'm very driven by results because I've applied this myself. I took an absence of 14 years. I've been back only 3, but I've never headlined.
Right.
And now I've headlined like 7-8 times since I've been back.
Right. Okay.
So
have you done LOL?
I've done a showcase at LOL,
LOL.
but I haven't,
You haven't got a chance to do
the opportunity there yet. I can.
Right.
You've experienced, in this industry, you're going to experience a lot of political crap.
Yeah. No. Of
It's
course.
like anything.
Yes.
But
It's definitely political. Definitely.
the main focus is what I tell folks too. Hey, focus on the funny and the money will happen.
Right. Yes.
By
Definitely.
default.
Definitely. So we're gonna take our last break of the podcast, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna finish up the show with Porfirio,
Sure.
and I hope you guys are enjoying the day. Here's another book author, one of my good friends, Anthony Harris Brown. He's one of the CEO or chairman of the HBCU. So Anthony Harris Brown, here's a great book. Check it out.
What if your greatest breakthrough was on the other side of your story? Inspire Me Moments, Living Out Loud with No Regrets by Anthony Harris Brown isn't just a memoir, it's a mirror, a movement, and a map to becoming who you were meant to be. Through raw honesty, spiritual insight, and empowering reflections, you'll unpack your past, embrace your scars, and rise stronger. This book is for the dreamers, the educators, the men learning to breathe again, the women reclaiming their worth, and the leaders who lead with heart. You'll find real stories of trauma and triumph, tools for healing, and moments that remind you, the cape was never in the closet, it's always been in you. Inspire me moments. Live out loud with no regrets and all heart. Get your copy today everywhere books are sold.
So that was Anthony. He's a good friend of mine. He actually comes to my store. He flies to San Antonio to come shop, and then he goes back to Cleveland, Ohio.
Cool.
He'll FaceTime me first, and then he'll like walk me around the store. I walk around the store, and he's like, I like that, and then he's like, I don't know what size I wear because he's on a weight loss thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, I'll be down there. So he'll show up. Like he'll be here in May. He comes in May, and he'll come in. We do photo shoots and stuff like that. And
Dude, you got a good, nice setup over here.
everything he does a photo shoot in, he buys it.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's cool. So let's recap today that we talked about. We talked about workshops. We talked about doing a workshop.
shows.
We talked about shows. So the shows again. April 10th at the Woodlawn, and April 11th at the Chateau Chanel Comedy Club at 3710 East Commerce. That's our new club that we just opened up. We had a great week last week. Actually celebrating my 60th birthday, and then this week we have a kind of. Well, I'm kind of going to do it like on an open mic style this week, but it's like a jamboree, which is a showcase, kind of like. But we're just gonna have comedians come up just to showcase their talents and stuff like that.
Okay.
Everybody do 5-minute sets,
Yeah.
and try to get people in the community to come out just to show them, hey, we got actually some nice comedians that's over here, and they're gonna be featured doing shows weekly. But this week is like, we just gonna bring comics in and just run through and do some shows and stuff like that, do some sets, let everybody see the sets, and hey, he's funny, okay. And now when we have a open show, say this comedian here, you remember him from the Jamboree, he's gonna be doing his own 30-minute set on Sundays, because we do show for Sundays, which I'm offering 20 to 30-minute sets, right?
Okay.
If you don't have a 30, we can offer you a 20, so we're putting 2 people in to do 2 20-minute sets.
Okay.
And we're gonna record them, and we'll kind of like give you your own special, make
Yeah, and think about that for a quick second without going off too far. But as the entrepreneurs, man, you can sell your sets. Like, hey, it's like a special.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's 20 minutes. $20, $30
right.
at 100 pop. Couple
Mm-hmm.
making some money.
Right, yeah. I mean, yeah, and then also we can post them, and
It's building now. The way social media is building communities.
right, and also I want to help the comics too, because I can take their sets, send them to promoters, and try to get them booked, try to make them, give them being working comics, instead of just
great.
being open
Yeah,
micers.
that's
You know what I'm
great.
saying?
That's great, because you have to graduate open mics at some point.
Yeah, because I want to help people, and along the way to help myself. But I help myself. I'm getting better. Every time I get on stage now, I feel myself getting better. I feel myself getting way more comfortable. And when I'm getting comfortable, I'm relaxed now. I can kind of stand up there, and kind of like just flow with it.
And that's the key, man. It's going to a position, going to any room, and your comfort. Because when you're comfortable, the audience is going to be comfortable with you.
Right.
If you're nervous, they can feel that.
Right. They can.
And the only way to get to that point is consistency, repetition, and knowledge.
Right.
Understand the techniques. Understand how comedy works. Understand, hey, the 3-way setup, the callbacks, the misdirections, everything that comes behind us.
Right. So have you ever had, this is one of our always main topics we always talk about. I mean, everybody's always talking about it. So I just kind of keep the flow with sometimes that you ever worry about people, you ever heard anybody steal one of your jokes or say something?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
But it happens because those guys they're lazy. They don't want to write.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that?
Don't sweat it because I've seen people fight over something like that. Look at it two ways. You can look at it, hey, you know what? I know that what I'm producing or doing is on a path that everybody wants. It's like a tree, right? Like a fruit tree.
Mm-hmm.
If you see an orange tree and you see one with good fruit and you want an orange and you see another tree with bad fruit, which one are you going to pick?
From the good fruit,
Right?
From the good tree.
So you got to look at it that way. So what that means is that, hey, I'm bringing good fruit to the comedy scene. They're trying to imitate it or steal it from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all that means is what you're doing is good. Don't sweat the small stuff. So what? If you already know how to write, you can write more stuff.
Right. So you don't.
I don't pay that much attention. Because think about it, man. If you put yourself into a negative situation all the time and trying to chase, dude, you're wasting your time. You're putting energy into something that's not worth it.
Right. So it don't bother you.
It don't bother me.
You just keep on doing what you gonna do.
Because we all have our own style, your own stories. No one can duplicate what really happens in your life.
Right.
But you.
Right. I got you. And I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. I'm 100% on that. So tell us how we can get it,
Yeah.
how we can find you and stuff like that.
I'm on all social media platforms, man. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I use those two mainly.
Right.
But it's Porfirio Rentería 583. And that links me to my Facebook. It links me also to my Instagram. On TikTok, what I've been doing lately, I wrote 16 jokes on, bless you, on TikTok. Dude, 14 out of the 16 jokes have gotten views from 300 all the way to 2,200 views within about 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I just been like, all right, and whatever, But my biggest joke was this, is I said, I found this out. If you have sex every day, it lowers your chances of you getting sick. Right? Just make sure it's with your wife, because then it increases your chances of you getting shot. Dude, that joke has gotten around 2,300 views.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah.
So what does that tell me is that out of 16 jokes, here's another little quick summary. They say 1 out of 10 jokes are funny. And that's someone that doesn't know comedy. Like if you were to just ask someone to write 10 jokes, 1 is going to be funny.
Gotcha.
So after learning this, your percentage should go up to 50, 60%. What does that mean? 6 now out of those 10 jokes are going to be funny. Now, you got to go test it to the audience. And that's when the true result is. Because you can get it all funny over here. Now, it's transcending that to an audience. And you're like, okay, this worked, that worked, I got to tweak it. And that's the process, man.
All right.
So I found it Learn from Comedy, and that's to help comedians, but also non-comedians. If you're a non-comedian and you want to learn this, you're going to go from being boring and monotone to engaging and a powerhouse.
Gotcha.
Because people remember stories. That's why presenters, speakers will always say, start with something funny. The problem with them is they say it one time and they go out the rest of the whole 30 minutes and say something else later on. So when you're a cattle call of 25 speakers and they're all like that, people are taking cocaine, coffee, they're trying to stay awake.
Right.
So you entertain them, but again, learn from comedy. That's what I created. That's what I put together. It's 27 years. This is my life's work into a very simple ABC process. I call it Learn from Comedy, the comedy funnel. So I'm going to say something, plug this in Spanish. So vamos a tener 2 shows en español. En abril, el 10 de abril, vamos a estar en el Woodlawn. Va a ser como a las 10 de la noche. So tengo comediantes de Laredo que van a venir, su servidor. También el 11 de abril vamos a estar en el Chateau, en el club de mi amigo, y tener otro show. So, estamos invitando a la gente aquí en San Antonio, donde pueden conseguir los boletos. El primero va a ser en Woodlawn y pueden ir al Woodlawn Comedy Theater o woodlawncomedyclub.com para el show en abril, el 10. Y para el 11 es, what's the name of the website again?
www.totaljokeoff.com.
Okay, so esa es la clave para el show el 11, a totaljokeoff.com, y después lo ponemos en la pantalla. Y estamos creciendo esta zona, esta área en español, y para que el pueblo tenga otra parte donde puedan venir y escuchar comediantes, crecer, conectar con nosotros igual con el pueblo. So, you understand everything?
Hey, I understood every damn thing he said. Y'all don't believe that shit. He said, "Sí, señor."
It's my tío over here.
Yeah. Again, hey, we winding out. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you, man, for having me, man.
Hey, it was
Brother,
good.
I appreciate
Sure,
it,
you glad you enjoyed the cold with us. Hey,
Yeah, I gotta go thaw.
you get hot, come on back and.
No, I had a good time, man. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I want to come back and do more stuff and do some training, and you're gonna be my first
Yeah, be your first nigga rope.
morenito.
Yeah, Morenico. Yeah, but appreciate you coming out, though,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I enjoyed you.
Thank you.
We're gonna make some waves in the
wanna
Spanish
make-
comedy.
yes,
we
sir.
definitely gonna do a Spanish workshop. We're gonna do a Spanish workshop. Hey, mark my word on that.
And an English one.
And an English workshop. We're gonna come back and knock this out. Again, thank y'all for coming out today to watch us
Appreciate
here at a Total Joke Off, and we are having a great day. We out of here. Appreciate it. Bye.